Shalom, shalom. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. And if you hear my voice go a little low at times, it's because I'm at plantation right now. And, I'm trying to sneak in a lesson through the spirit. You can't stop the spirit. So this is the late Frances Cress Welsing. She was a psychiatrist. She went into a lot of information of civil rights and the psychology of the slaves and what slavery did to so-called Judah. For the most part. And also the Israelites as well. But for the most part, Judah, and she goes into the behavioral patterns that this devil, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, has done to our people. And it's a little interested. I mean, she's going to say a couple of things that goes off, calling Judah Africans and, but she has a lot of vital points. She's already passed away. She's in the spirit world. And for the most part, the Lord used her to bring out a lot of information against this devil. I know a while back, years ago, before I even came into this truth, I had a book. I think I still got the book, from her. And one of her books, matter of fact. And she went in, man. She exposed this devil, man. She went in. She was even in I think the Bill Donahue show, the guy with the glasses. Back in the day, he had a show, and she was actually in that show, and she offended a lot of women, a lot of white women, a lot of white men, a lot of devils. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't want to accept the truth. Esau don't want to accept the truth. But let me just go in and I want you guys to listen, through the spirit. We're going to get some scriptures and we're going to go back and see why this devil's going to pay. He's going to go into slavery. And this is biblical. This is all biblical,
And maybe somebody will be offended. I would hope not. That when you give the enslaved Africans an image of God that is the same image of the slave master, and say that you must behave yourself so that this image of God, which is the same image as the slave master, so that God will love you and admit you into heaven. You must forgive the slave master. Now that was the position that black people were in for hundreds of years, during the years of formal enslavement. And what could they do about it when they were beaten and killed at whim? You see, and so that's when these ideas were implanted, and we must begin to step back and view them more objectively and understand that this is an aspect of the maintenance of oppression. And those black people who are admonishing black people that they should forgive, I would say that those people have been harmed by having their self-respect as black people annihilated, whether they're conscious of it or whether they are subconscious.
Now, on this next clip, you're going to
hear... So, yeah, man, this is why Esau's going to pay. He did a lot of damage, Now, when you go into this right here, this is slavery record, slave trade, and you can see, Jake, pleading for his life, man. And you got these devils, man. You see him right there, So it's all good, man. Let's read a little bit of this real quick. I'm going to get some scriptures. This is going to be a quick hit. Origin, character. Henry, King of Portugal, under authority from 3 Roman pontiffs as early as the year 1454, took possession of several islands and havens or the coast of Africa, and took thence many slaves, some by force and some by barter. The Portuguese first imported slaves into Hispaniola in 1508 and into their Brazilian colonies. So these were Israelites that were scattered, in Africa. And a lot of even some Jakes don't even know that 90% of those Jakes, those slaves, were imported and were taken to Brazil, South America, and Hispaniola, and the islands, which would be Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Cuba, Dominican Republic. This is why you have a lot of, like myself, I'm Puerto Rican. If you trace back my grandfather, he looks like Judah almost. He has kinky hair. He has brown skin. My aunts, the same color. My mother's side as well. And she's Zebulon. So it doesn't go by color or skin color, but you can see that, a lot of these Israelites that were sold and went into these areas in Hispaniola and South America, Central America, Mexico, these were all Jakes, These were the Arawaks, man. You had the Tainos, and these were Jakes, man. That's and for those clowns, these clowns like Fopi and these other clowns, that don't accept the Latino tribe, so-called, to be their brethren. Well, they're not spiritual men first, and secondly, they're just uneducated. The Lord is not letting them see it, and the Lord is going to deal with them. The Lord is going to deal with them. Trust me. We're at the time where the Lord is actually just going to issue judgment, man. The Lord is ready to issue death certificates. We at that time. The Lord is up in the spirit world, and he's signing off signatures, man, of death certificates for a lot of people, man. A lot of It's going to be a lot of death, as we approach Jacob's trouble. So what was interesting was this. Let's keep reading. And it says Hispaniola in 1508 and into their Brazilian colonies. 15. For more than 3 centuries, Europe have been engaged in slave traffic, and for more than a century and a half, it was by all Christianity, with extraordinary zeal and energy. The French Guinea Company contracted in 1702 to supply the Spanish West Indies with 38,000 Negroes in 10 years. In 1713, there was a treaty, listen to this, brothers, between Spain and Portugal, I think it is. And there was a treaty between Spain and Portugal for the importation of 144,000 Negroes in 3 years or 30 years. All right. And that number just rung out. That's 144. That's a precious number, man. And that's what caught my eye through the spirit. Let's get some scriptures through the spirit. Exodus 21:16, and this is in the law. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So by law, Esau, Edom is going to be put to death. And not just Esau, all you other heathen nations as well, because you had a part of our downfall, and I'm going to prove it to you. Let me show you this image with a chart with all the captivities that they actually went into. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove it to you. Watch this. Check this out. Basically. So Damn, I'm gonna have to move because I don't want to interrupt this young lady over here about to study. All right, give me like 1 minute. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little loud. That's why I'm gonna move. 'Cause I know you study.
Thank you so much. You're fine.
Yeah, it's all right. So bear with me. All right, hold on real quick. I gotta. Yeah, man, she just left him. Might be an Edomite, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, yo. Well, I'm doing a lesson, and it was so quiet today, Friday, and these assholes still coming in. School is over, but the law students, I work in a law part. One of my buildings is a law building, and these fucking students, they still come here, rather staying home and studying, but they come here to study. I mean, it's to each his own, you know what I'm saying? But just bear with me. I'm about to go into one of these private rooms. All right, let me come open up here real quick. Damn, let me open this. And man, it's a lock for that too, man. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. Yeah. All right, this is better. I should have came in. I was thinking. I was thinking to come up in here earlier, you know, in this private room. I should have just listened to my instincts. I didn't know nobody was gonna come up here today. So yeah, I'm gonna show you this image real quick, you know. Captivities of Israel. I know I saved it. Captivities. Here we go. So these are captivities that Israel had to go into, being slaves and servants to these heathen nations, you know, and then you got the scriptures, got the years here, you got the Persians, you got the Ammonites, the Canaanites, all in the book of Judges, the Cushites, especially the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Edomites, the Romans, the African Arabs. You can read that story. And it's also in the book of Joel. Here we go. These are all these nations. That's why when you read in Psalms 83, it goes into all these Hamite nations. You know, let's get that real quick through the Spirit. All right, let me get Psalms 83. And you're gonna see these scriptures come out more and more because we're coming into that time. There's a power shift of kingdoms. You have Esau's kingdom, an empire falling, and then you got Jake, the empire of Yahushua, you know, manifesting here on the earth, you know. So you know this. Everybody knows this. This chapter in this book, it goes into the crafty counsel of all these heathens, especially Esau, Edom, the elites, the so-called white man, and then it goes into all the nations as well. You know, like Edom is number one, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, Moab, the Chinese, the Hagarenes, more Arabs, Gabal and Ammon, the Japanese, Amalek, the so-called JJ's little hats, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur also joined with them. They have hope. They have hope in the children of Lot. Who's the children of Lot? Ammon and Moab. You know, and then it goes into these names, and these are all found in the book of Judges. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeba, Zamuna, and these were all kings that Joshua, Gideon, you know, the judges, you know, Caleb, they all killed and destroyed in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all Hamitic nations. This is why, you know, they're going to get it, all right? Because they had all these heathens had some time, any time in history, there was a time where these heathens, you know, all of them, all these Hamitic heathens, the nations, the Arabs, they all had Israel under slavery, man. So now they're going to pay for that, man. All right? They're going to pay for that. But Esau, you're number one in the list. All right, let's read this again. Exodus 21:16. He that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. All right, and that's what's coming. That's what's coming for you nations, man. Hey, that's the Lord. The Lord spoke. All right, this is all biblical, and this is what vocab. This is what these nations don't want to accept, because they don't understand. That's why you was given plantation Christianity. You was given the plantation Bible. You was given all of this. We all know this. We know this. But as the scriptures say in the book of Jeremiah, let's get that real quick. Jeremiah 30 and verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. All right? So they're going to have to go into, that's biblical. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, said the Lord Yahweh, because they call thee an outcast. That's what vocab says. This is what the JJs and these heathens think about us, that we're an outcast. What is the argument? Oh, well, the Jews rejected Jesus, they call him, right? But that's not all Israel. That's not all Israel. All right? They would take that. They would say, you guys were outcasts. Now we have something called replacement theology, where anybody can get salvation and, are welcome into the covenant, which is wrong, which is incorrect, which is not biblical. And this is what they try to do. The scriptures say, the Lord said, because they called thee an outcast, not the Lord. The Lord just put us on timeout, But now we're at the time of the end. We're waking up. The elect is being refreshed, wakened. This kingdom is falling. The Lord is making a mockery of this place, Again, because it's the shift of powers, man. Okay? Saying this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. And that's the sentiment of these heathens. This is how Esau looks down at us. Ain't nobody worrying about you. You a low cast. You're cast down. That's how they look at us. You're low. You're beneath me. That's how Esau and the nations look at the Israelites, especially in the state of condition that we're in. You see Jake out there with his pants down, filling up the prison houses, and this is how they get down. They point the finger like, look at this. Is this your people? Is this what you call the beauty of Zion? This is what they say, but don't even know that the Lord cursed us. The Lord punished us, man. All right. So the Lord never cast us away. Let me see. Not cast thee away or forsake. Yeah, come on. This is plenty of scriptures, man. Let's go Isaiah 54, 5 and 7. Let's get that real quick. Isaiah 54. And this is going to be the element of surprise. This is going to be the wake-up call, that moment of truth that Esau is going to have in these heathens when they realize, like, wow, these were the men of the Lord. These were the children of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, of God. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, this is why it's called the strangeness of their salvation. Let's go to verse 5 to 7. Okay, let's go highlight that right quick. Okay. This is all good. For five, let's read Isaiah 54 and 5. I now gotta go. Damn, I'm past my break. All right, let me do this real quick. Let me read this. Isaiah 54 and 5. For thy maker is thy husband, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, if it is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The God of the whole earth shall he be called. For the Lord Yahweh have called thee as a woman, forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth. When thou was refused, said thy power, Yahweh. This is the point. For a moment, no, wait a second, a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee, man. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. So yeah, I'm gonna end it there, man. I could have grabbed a couple of more scriptures, but I'm at Plantations, Shalom, Yahweh Ratazah. This is edifying to you. Shalom, brothers.